I'm here to announce my $1 million idea. What if the Pendulum monsters could do this? Today, we're going to be talking about the first ever Pendulum Flip archetype, Enneacraft. It's probably going to have a different name once it gets TCG, but it just got announced in OCG, so yeah. Anyways, let's get into the deck profile. So starting this deck profile off, I want to point out that all of the level 1 Enneacraft monsters have the exact same Pendulum effect, which reads, each time a monster is flipped face up, place one Synquisition counter on this card. You can pay 900 life points to reveal 3 Enneacraft cards from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one of them to add to your hand. Also, shuffle the rest back into your deck. Pretty much what you would be doing with this is just placing it on scale, add one of the guys, and then you continue doing your pretty much your combo, quote unquote. Which the combo for this deck is quite literally the equivalent of playing a trap deck where you're just sending a bunch of cards. That's pretty much what you're doing here. So each Enneacraft monster, even the big ones, have this effect that is not a once per turn, which you can reveal this card from your hand and then special summon one card, like one monster from your hand. It could be anything, by the way. You can set any single card, but it is special summon face down. You reveal one of them, then you could just set the rest at that point. So your opponent doesn't know what are the rest, but they know at least one of them that you're going to be setting. So we're starting off with Alpha here, which has an effect when your opponent activates a monster effect in hand. You're able to flip this over, quick effect by the way, then add a Enneacraft card from deck to hand. And then once this was flipped over, you're able to destroy one monster your opponent controls. Which honestly, it is such a pretty nice effect for like, you know, for being such a little guy that can just get beat over. It's very nice. I do like this card a lot. Next up, we have Beta, which has the effect if your opponent activates a monster that adds a card from deck to hand, you're able to flip this over. Of course, quick effect. This is all going to be quick effects, by the way. Add one Enneacraft card from your deck to your hand, and then once this is flipped over, you're able to banish one card from your opponent's hand until the end phase. So pretty much like an Omega type effect. Pretty good as well. The only bad part is that they're not really negating anything, which kind of blows, but that's fine, honestly. Then we have, I'm not sure if this is Gamma. I'm just gonna say it's Gamma. Correct me if I'm incorrect about this because I've never seen this in the Greek alphabet. If your opponent activates an effect that includes special summoning a monster, you're able to flip this over, add an Enneacraft card from your deck to your hand, and then once this was flipped off, you're able to negate a effect of a card your opponent or of a monster your opponent controls. It's like this one and this one is just pretty much like purge and impermanence and impulse. So just dominus a purge and then dominus a impulse. It's kind of that kind of idea, but imagine if they just didn't negate. But this one kind of negates, like kinda, because it does it afterwards. Next up, we have the final little guy, which is Theta. So pretty much when your opponent activates an effect in the graveyard or the banish zone, or banishment, however you want to say it, you're able to flip this up and then add an Enneacraft card from your deck to your hand. You're seeing a pattern here. I don't know if you noticed the pattern, but yeah. And once this card is flipped up, you're able to shuffle back 3 of your opponent's like either in graveyard or banished cards, which is kind of insane. I do like that effect a lot. If you're playing against like something like Yummy, you're most likely not going to see it trigger, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, like for other matchups, it works all right. It's good. And now we're into the big guys. Okay, so all these big guys have the same pendulum effect, which reads, each time a monster is flipped up, place one Synquisition, damn it, I can't say it, counter on this card. At the end of the battle phase, if you have an Enneacraft card in your other pendulum zone, you can target one monster your opponent controls with less attack than this card, destroy it. Honestly, you're probably not going to be putting this in the scale. The only case where you would be putting in the skill is if you have the field spell, but honestly, most of the time you don't need to put these on scale. So realistically, all you have to care about is the monster effect. For the monster effect, if your opponent targets a monster you control with a card effect, you're able to flip this up, negate it, and then banish a random card from your opponent's hand. busted. That's already insane. It banished face down, by the way. And then after this card's flip face up, your opponent cannot target cards on the field or the graveyard with card effects. So that's insane. That's cracked. That's already really good. I love this card a lot. I love having this card already because it's really good against Yummy. Yummy can't do much against this card. It's really cool. I love it a lot. Okay, we have Leon, which the monster effect is pretty much if your opponent tries to respond to any of your card effects, you're able to flip this up and then bounce 3 cards on the field to hand. And once you do that, well, it is flip face up. Every time your opponent adds a card to their hand, you burn them for 900. So you're gonna hear 900 a lot, by the way, when it comes to this deck profile, which is funny. And yeah, it's a really good card. You pretty much bait it out with like using Nibiru or any hand trap realistically. And if they try to respond with a Call by the Grave or a cross out or anything, or literally anything, you just bounce this, like, you know, you just bounce them all using this card, which is insane. Also, just to mention, Nibiru only tributes face up monsters, by the way. Keep that in mind, because if you have these face down, you're able to tribute all your opponent's stuff. And yeah, that's really cool. We have the box monster. The box monster, honestly, this card is if your opponent activates a card or effect during your turn, you're able to flip this up, negate the effect, and then after it is flipped face up, you're able to flip everything your opponent controls face down. It's like all right. It's really good when you're trying to push for a game. You have that set down, and you pretty much have that as a bait for whenever your opponent tries to, like, you know, negate something you're doing or interrupt anything you're doing. You just use this and then destroy it. So it's really good. The thing is that, like, it's like all right. It's not great. It's pretty mid, honestly. This card's not that great, but still, I like the idea. Though if it was both turns, it'd be crazy. So yeah, we have Ash Blossom, very generic, very self-explanatory. Nibiru already explained the reason. Pot of Extravagance. Yeah, we're playing an extra deck that pretty much is just a bunch of cards. Yeah, that's the reason why, because we have Pot of Extravagance. I'm not gonna explain the extra deck because of it, by the way. So we have Enneacraft release. This card's really good. You're able to place a pendulum to the scale, from deck to scale. And after the turn that this was sent to the graveyard, you're able to banish it, add an aircraft from the extra to hand. Really good. Awesome. I love this card a lot. And now we're getting to the field spell, which is probably the main thing of this deck. So, you know those counters that I've been mentioning during this video? In the end phase, after you have those counters on field, you're able to use those counters up, and each one of those counters burns for 900. If you have at least 5 counters on your board, you're able to burn for 45, which is insane. So yeah, and if you have 2 of them, you get to burn for 9,000. Very interesting, right? So yeah, anyways, we'll leave it for the combo. Anyways, we have Impermanence, very self-explanatory. And Karma Cannon, this card, yeah, you just flip all your guys face down. Since their effect is not once per turn, you're able to use the effect again once they've been flipped face down, which is awesome. And also, whenever your opponent, you know, trying to combo, but you just hit them with this, and then you interrupt their board really nasty, like, it's insane. So yeah, and for the extract, I'm just gonna do this. That's it. Let's get into the combo. So for our replay, we have 2 little guys here and the spell, Nibiru and Ash Blossom. Okay, so we're going against Yummy. This is a Yummy hand pretty much, and we're going to be going first. So first, honestly, I kind of slightly misplayed just a little bit. I should have just used the spell first, but I don't think this changes anything. But yeah, definitely I feel like the sequencing for this first, then that makes more sense. So yeah, just go pay 900 and then add a card. So in this case, I revealed 3 Leon, and then I added, you know, a Leon, of course. So then I activate the spell, place the alpha, then we're going to use alpha effect. Then I think I revealed 3 of this guy. Yeah, 3 of this guy. yeah, and that's all we need. That's all we need. We just set cards. So I just revealed a Leon and just set some cards, pretty much. So that's pretty much our turn. That's our big old combo. That's an epic combo. You know, 2025. Okay, so activate engage. We're gonna flip the beta, adding ourselves a card. We're gonna add the field spell. Then we're going to. By the way, the reason why I add this field spell, I should probably point this out, is the fact that, like, since I'm already gaining counters, I want to make sure that during the next turn, if I have enough counters, I'm able to burn my opponent for a lot right away. So yeah, just to make sure. Then we rip a card out of their hand. Then they're gonna go Hornet Jones. Just summon the Kagari, Hornet Jones again. Summoning, they're gonna go for a Yummy combo. They go for a QT Yummy Way. I'm gonna hit them with an Ash Blossom. They're gonna go for Called By. And thank God they responded to an effect I did, because I get to activate Leon, meaning I get to flip everything or bounce everything from field to hand. And so I'm just chilling with the Pixia here. They're gonna add in their Yummies. They're gonna normal summon Cupsy. They're gonna make the Snatchy. Then they're going to place the field spell. Then they're going to summon the Cupsy again, summoning the Yummy Way, going for damage pretty much. At this point, they summoned all their guys, meaning that I'm just gonna hit them with a Nibiru. Of course, just as mentioned, we don't lose our set because Nibiru only tributes face-up monsters. A big reminder. So yeah, we got a big old Nibiru token. They're probably gonna use that for material here. They're gonna summon a Yummy. Then they're going to make Link Spider. Then make Cookie Yummy Way. And once they do, I'm going to chain the Pixia. Since they targeted something, I'm just gonna flip it, negate it, and then they can't target anything I control anymore. So they're gonna activate the Cookie Way on response to that to get rid of it, and then just summon 2. And yeah, I get to rip 1 card based on the effect of Pixia. They're gonna go for a Yummy Snatchy to end their turn. And just gonna go my turn. In this case, we are in such a nice spot at this point. But yeah, here we go. We're gonna use the effect P900, add ourselves the main boss monster. I got a bit lucky. I'm playing 1 of this, so that means I went for a 1 out of 3, and I got lucky and hit the 1 out of 3. So I added this guy, then I set it using the effect. Gonna set everything here. Gonna switch those to attack. Just gonna swing into the Snatchy. They're gonna activate the Snatchy here because if they did before, realistically, it couldn't do much either way. They still can't target anything. So I don't think they have anything here. So I'm just gonna use that, negate destroy, then flip over the Yummy. Also, by the way, yeah, we do get counters based on the our opponent's cards as well, if they flip over. So yeah, now we have 5 counters on each one, meaning that we could just go end phase, use the effect, and burn for 900 or 9,000. Damn it, I said 900. So yeah, burn for 900 for each counter. So yeah, it's 9,000. That was pretty much it for Enneacraft. This deck is mid, honestly. I'm gonna be so honest. But yeah, if you want to check it out, there's a deck, and this is pretty much what you're supposed to be doing with this deck. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like Pendulum, and let's go.